Fratelli, the Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast. Fratelli, the Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast.
Benvenuti, ciao a tutti, benvenuti ragazzi in a new episode of Fratelli the Rugby podcast. And tonight, this Friday night with Mike. Mike, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. You good?
Everything is good here. We are ready for the first episode of the new year. So happy new year, Mike, first of all.
You too, mate. You too. You enjoy your time in America?
Yeah, did you enjoy your time in America? Little trip.
Less I say, the better.
I enjoyed much more than you, of course. Yes, everything was good. We travel around, we enjoy our holidays, but now we are back here. So today we're going to talk about the two games, upcoming games for Zebre and Benetton in the Challenge Cup. Two tough games, one against Lions, one Lyon, and one against the Black Lion. So we are there. The Black Lion, not the Black Lions. I always say Lions, but it's the Black Lion because that is their logo, let's say. But there is the history behind for them tradition. And of course, we're going to talk a little bit about what happened in these last three games for these two teams. So we're going to take it from, let's say, a little bit from the second derbies against Zebre. And we're going to have a little quick review for the season, and of course maybe a couple of words about the Six Nations. Next week there will be announced I convocati, the Italians collapse next week, so midweek we're gonna know more about Quesada and the team. But let's start from the letter B of Benetton Treviso, Mike. This week, let's start from this week, and then we go. What do you think about the team they put on? Because I'm going to read you the team. Spagnolo, Maile, Ferrari, Cannone, Favoretto, Izekor, Zuliani, and Lorenzo Cannone, Jure Numaga, Ratave Laina, Guerrero Smith in the back three, Fegitoa, Menoncello in the center. This is the starting 15 against Lyon. Lyon with really good players, Dalan Cretin, Couillou at 9, Vainicolo at 11, Paddy Jackson good too, Milleson with really good skill, Apsiauri and Marchand. But tell me the Italian perspective. So Benetton Treviso, this team, McRae selection, how you feel about it, Mike?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think he's very much on rotate players that are tired. Do we know if Ruta's out through injury, or is it again just a selection choice?
I think it's only a selection choice, to be honest, because I didn't read anything about it.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't see anything. So I think on my side, he looks to be rotating players, giving game time to players that need game time, but also understanding that it's a long season. There's going to be players that are going to be relied on more. So, for example, Fekatoa, when we go into the Six Nations, is going to be relied on a lot more. So it's important that these players get minutes in their legs. And yeah, listen, last week Fekatoa played brilliantly. So if McRae has chosen him because of that, and I think we're probably going to go on to last week and how Fekatoa and the team played. If that is a narrative that the coach is trying to push, saying if you play well, you will be selected, good. Because we want competition. We want that from the players.
So shall we say the same about Ratave on Mendy on the wing?
Yeah.
Like, you have an opportunity, use that opportunity as much as you can to shine, and then I'm gonna keep selecting you. And in the end, it's also good because a little bit of rest for Mendy is good. He's playing well, Mendy. He's not playing badly. Actually, he's one of the best players in this part of the season. But so Fegitoa Ratave, really similar, let's say, approach from the coach, you think, Mike?
Yeah, Yeah, 100% agree. I'm interested to see Favretto. He was playing well before he split his head open. Can't remember if that was last week or the week before
2
last.
weeks ago, I think.
Yeah. So he again. Listen, like Favretto at his best looks very, very good, and clearly he's doing something that makes him want to get selected. And again, listen, we don't want to see players injured, so resting players rather than injuring them is better. Full stop. And I'll always be on that. What are your thoughts, Otto? Is this a team that's going to beat Lions?
Well, if they keep their mind focused on, they can bring this home to against Lyon, because the team is strong. There are players, really important players in the field, like kind of one of the best team they can show in this moment, between performance from last weeks and general like value of players. And I'm happy, so I'm gonna talk about the bench too, Mike, so I'm gonna add something more about this. It's interesting to see, for example, Gasperini and Marini having another shot, like Roberto said in our Fratelli rugby chat. But it's true, those two players, it's really important. You have the experience of Lamaro coming in, and in a 6+2 6-2 split, Leo Marini is the player that you need there. So of course makes sense that usually 6-2 Marini starts from the bench, and here we go with a player that is showing always some good spark, right, during these last games. So he's really hungry for tries.
We've been saying it all season. We've been saying it for years, not alone this season, but this season, every time he comes on, he's very, very aggressive in his attacking mindset. Like, he's always going to try and
he wants to be
forward.
busy, Mike. He wants the ball every time, which is really interesting. You don't see that much.
It's like a madman. He just wants to make an impact. Yeah.
So it's great. And number 19 from the bench, Mike, the future Ulster player, Ellis Nyman. He did well, but I don't think maybe I was expecting much more from him. And in this last couple of seasons when he came back from Leicester Tigers, but like, let's say great, because we're gonna open more space for other players to show up how good. Maybe we're gonna see much more Favretto playing, Mike, which is good.
That's maybe part of the decision today. Again, get minutes in legs of players that are going to be important for the future.
And bringing Marine, there is the new players, Geron Peters from South Africa, Italian qualified players. They took another one, so that is also good if we see Benetton developing players for them and for the national team, of course. But in general, this is a good team, so I'm happy for Marini. Marini has really good running line at support. I think sometimes also ball in hands, is really quick moving the ball around. We saw him in more than one game with Benetton being the player that gives the ball to the break. Yes, the link player there just as support, which is great. But then, Mike, as usual, number 6, Itzegor, is the player that goes for Seb. Is there the number 6? Like, every time we think about who's gonna play number 6, no? But it's Itzegor, the actual number 6 of Benetton when Seb is out, which is something we should, like. I want to just to underline this, because every time we are thinking, probably if we think about Italy, is a little bit different. But the number 6, when one is out, sometimes we saw Zuliani, Lamaro together, but it's another occasion. Maybe we saw Lamaro number 8 recently, no?
Yeah, and he also played 8 for Italy under Crowley as well. Remember, I think it's interesting with Benetton, because Itzegor he almost has the curse that he's athletic enough to play 6. He's not tall enough to play lock, even though he can play lock. He jumps really well. Do you know what I mean? He's sort of in between positions. If you look at it from like a completely sort of traditionalist,
you want it heavier, maybe he's not heavy.
Right. He's like, but then what he can do, like running in those center channels, I don't think there's many back rows that can do what he can do. Like, I just genuinely don't.
To open the vision on Itzegor, guys, if you didn't see the last weeks, what he did in the huge game won by Treviso for 74 points against the Dragons, you see Itzegor running wild space in the last 15, which is always nice to see, because this was the Itzegor we know since Calvisano.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a lovely left foot step as well, wasn't it? It was very brilliantly balanced, like lovely left foot step, took him out, and then just he. That's what I want to see of him. That's what we know he can do. That's what you and I have been saying for ages. More of that, please. Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Mike, watching at the season until now, do you think he's in the right spot, Benetton Treviso?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Itzegor. Listen, I think on my side, I've always said need to give time. There's a lot of impatient fans out there calling for change already. Stuff like this where there's been major change, right? Regardless of how long people perceive the coach to have been in charge, right? Some people saying, oh, well, we had the back end of last season. That might have been true. Benetton were playing well at the back end of last season, but people tend to forget that. To change philosophy or to promote a new way of thinking about games, maybe making people play in a slightly different way, that takes time, takes buy-in. And it's clear to me, looking at, last week, the week before last, the backs are starting to click. The forwards start to understand their roles better, and it's starting to look like more of an attacking shape as opposed to people just breaking the line and magic happening. It looks more like a team rather than individuals like Albornoz winning them the game. If that makes sense.
For me, part is that. Like, he looks at it after 7-8 games together. Now it's really work, but I think they are able to play, like, even when you have a lot of opportunity that you lose, because if we think Treviso was one of the teams with the less points per entries in the opposite 22, but with so much entries in the 22. So there was something. Wilkins is working. Now the shape is clear for me. You can see this pod of 3 and this ball to Maga, double option of the forward coming with the center behind
decision,
making the pod moving like those of 10, 2 men's pod, 2 men's forward, and the center is there. You can see it. And
speaking of center, I just want to throw one name to you, Otto.
Throw the name.
Odogu, talk to me.
Oh, Odogu, like, that is so interesting because you want a running center, and he's always been pushed also to bring other opportunity to the other center to move the ball. And Odogu is doing the work that you want to see. Which one is for you? Of course, running with the ball, getting that. We saw many times like ball to Radave, ball to Odogu, ball to Faaso. Like, those 3 players, especially from set piece, they were always like simulated by the number 9 or number 10 to run into space or into a wall of players, just to bring players together, because there is a lot of 2 phases moves from Treviso, one side, return plays, but they're working there, and I like this from Wilkins. But probably what I liked from Treviso, think about also the derbies against Zebre, how they were not more like confident, but they were like not under pressure in defense. I think that is a thing. I saw them like, okay, we're gonna play this game in defense, we are ready for it, we're gonna do it. That is something that you see comfortable Treviso in some games, to know I can win a game in this way. That is something that is working more for me, for Treviso, and I think he's in the right spot, Treviso, for me now. for like in the right for what I was expecting for a new coach and everything. I think it's good.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think there was a lot of disappointed Zebre fan when they played on the second derby, but as I said on the day, that's what Benetton can do. That's what a good team. Zebre didn't play bad. Is my point. Like
No,
they didn't play. They played well.
That's the point.
Yeah, Benetton are just that team when they play well. That is their level. They're a good 20 points right now. Better right now. Like I said, Brunello's gonna beat that into them. But right now that's the team. That's the level of the team. When they do well, they're going to do that to most teams. There's maybe the top 4 teams in the URC, which probably still a little bit away ahead. But if Benetton play well, that is where they're at, I would say. Like in terms of, where.
Like, I think they should believe more. I don't know, in a certain way, I think like in some games, like, I know it sounds maybe too big the way I'm saying, but they don't believe in what they can do.
100% agree with you.
Yeah, I feel like that. It seems like you see the panic in those eyes. Where no panic. You know how to manage this game. Bringing information. Umaga renewal is really good because he's a really good kicker for Treviso. He knows how to run the shape, and he's gonna play in that way with a 12 that can move the ball like Marin, which is gonna be also next year. We know already the shape 10-12 is gonna be the same. Let's see how they're gonna find. Odogu is the solution for Menoncello leaving, if we have to think about that, no?
One thing I was going to say on Odogu, and like to that point, Marin is a pretty complete player. He's good defensively and stuff. I was surprised to see how
smart he is in defense. Odogu.
Well, I knew he was good. I knew he was good in defense. No, how good his soft skills are, like his passing, like his little grubber kicks. Like I've never seen him do that. So,
for me, it's really good in reading the situation after he passed the ball. There is like
joins the lot. Yeah.
That
I
kind
agree.
of work for me, it's working well. He's always in the right, kinda in the right spot. He knows how to manage the situation. Him and Mendy are playing really well together, and then you have another solid player like Lynag. Lynag is getting solid every game after game. Is like getting ready for the Six Nations. To be honest,
he's powerful. Like that's the thing. Like he doesn't look it. You see this blonde head, but he's big powerful.
Legs, like Mike. Another big leg man.
Yeah. He does. He has some tree trunks on him. Bless him. But he's just like he's deceptively powerful. Again, maybe something that's so unique to him. I'm thinking like who else? Maybe we could say like Monty is powerful, but Monty looks powerful. Like
Liner, it's a little bit different how they look.
Do you know what I mean? Liner's just he's just powerful. And again, now we're talking about you brought about Italy, the national team. Every player has their USP, so they need to be super strengths for the Six Nations.
Totally, they have to, and hopefully safe and away from injuries. But Mike, what do you think about like which aspect do you think Benetton should improve in this second part of the season to be really competitive, to stay in the playoff, and maybe dream about, let's say, at least semi-final?
Yeah, I think it's going to be first of all like making sure that if they go for an attacking line, decision making for me has always been like, so both game management and if they're going to go for a line out, it's a smart option as opposed to just trying to impose and make themselves look like they're that team. A lot of it comes down to leadership discussions probably for me. Also, I think if they want to be if they want to be a playoff team, they need better kicking percentage. And I know, we're only talking about 4 missed kicks, but 4 missed kicks takes it to 82 points instead of 76, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter in this game just gone. But if you're playing, a Glasgow,
if you have 4 kicks in a game,
right, Right. You can't be losing one of them, like, because that's sort of the percentage we're talking. Right, we're talking 11 completed kicks, I think, and 3 missed. But still, it that needs to change, right? And it needs to be something that the opposing team, should be fearful about giving a penalty away in, near the halfway line, because that changes the way they're going to defend as well.
So you think more kicking game, let's say kicking at post, better accuracy on that.
Well, they're that team, especially when it comes to knockout rugby, like tournament rugby. It's the kicks that win you games, and we know even with Italy, right? Like when Garbi, how many, and this is something that hurts me. How many times have we lost games in that 4-year period where we should by a point, by 2 points, and we've missed 4 kicks or whatever it is? How many times is it? It annoys the hell out of me.
We were not able to put pressure on the opposite team to switch momentum during Six Nation team game for the last 10 years, I guess.
Giving them free hits into the corner because we haven't put scoreboard pressure on them, so they're not taking the points, which takes it out of contention. There's lots of little things that we. But anyway,
for me, it's more about give me 50% more of accuracy when you enter in the 22, and I'm gonna be happy, because if they can score from those 6-7 chances, 2 tries more is done. So give me at least that. So that is the gift that I'm expecting for. But I hope they're gonna be more solid on that side of the game. Let's say the attacking.
Against the best teams, you're not going to get as
you have
many
to be sharp, because then you create space, you create opportunities, but you have to score those opportunities, and that's the difference you are mentioning.
Yeah.
So let's see. Well, but Mike, the team is solid. As I said, let me recheck 1 second who else I miss. Teta Chaparro from the bench with Zilocchi. And then, of course, Garbisi is the number 22, the other 9. Well, there's no more 9, we should say.
He needs game time.
Garbisi,
we need him to have.
Both are there. And then, other name to mention, Camille Chat and Gomessa from the bench with Kassang and Josefo Masi.
No Monty?
No Monty in this game. Dalan Creten, Ru, William, Apsiauri, Marchand, Rei.
But not injured.
Svani, Giradze at 8. No injuries. Yeah. No, he was in the pictures, because, a good Ioane for the Instagram picture is always bad.
Yeah, they love it, don't they?
So what is it? A couple of words about Lyon, Mike, for this game. Lyon is really good in attack in general.
Okay.
Good, crazy stuff. They do crazy stuff because they repeat this play a couple of times. They scored, and now is becoming a trend in a certain way with the 2-man spot. When the receiver from the number 10, I am the second receiver, so instead of passing the ball for a loop, he passed the ball on the player running on his outside. I don't know. It's weird. The position of the,
so like a switch.
I try to, instead of looping with the player that is coming, I give the ball
the other
to
way.
the other player switch. That is coming from here. I don't know how to explain it, but it's something.
So it looks like a switch, but it's actually a pin runner. So they go almost 90 degrees, and then there's a pin runner that's hitting hard and taking the 2 defenders out.
And Teo Millet is the player that does this. It happens usually from.
That could be problematic for Benetton, to be honest.
Outside of the 20, in the 22 scrum on one left side or center scrum, they did
into 10-12.
It's interesting, because the 12 send the 13 hard carrier inside, because you're expecting the 9 to loop around.
Did they hit behind the ruck then, or behind the scrum?
No. Scrum number 9, scrum, ball to the 12. Mm-hmm. 10 decoy runner behind to play the pullback pass. 9 running for the
as a block runner.
Pass.
Yeah, I've got you. I understand what you're saying. So
ball to the 13 hard carrier, but the position of the 12 that you have in front. When
so it's like a diamond formation, is what you're saying. But so there's one player coming round the back. There's
Mike,
one player going straight hard line, but they have the option of both, and then the 9 is drifting across to be that +1.
I will. Yes, I will show you. Like,
there we go. He's got it prepared. Of course, he has it prepared.
You are on my
Here we
side.
go.
You see, you are my hard carrier.
You're
But
right.
instead of giving you the flap, the flat pass, pop pass like this,
Yeah.
okay, normal, easy. You run the inside the shoulder.
You're doing it on the other shoulder.
I give you like this.
Yeah.
I give you behind and you run, and usually the number 13 of the opposite sign is lost totally because he's waiting for the loop of the 9 or for the pull bus for the 10.
Yeah.
And they did it, Mike. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
And they do this a lot, do they?
They really move a lot the ball. Now they don't have, for example, Mukworo, the other prop, but they score really nice tries. So watch out because they know how to move the French style, yes, but great attacking coach in at Lyon. So watch out on that. I don't know how they're gonna take it, and of course, one of the best duel of this game is Vainicolo Ratave. The two Fijians, two different players, but how much he can run Vainicolo, not during a game. I don't know how the Duracell, like the battery he has inside is crazy. But that is for Lyon. It's an exciting team, but
so what are your expectations of this game then?
Man, I hope Treviso is gonna do the best it's gonna be interesting to see if he can. I'm always hoping Treviso can smash away a team, smash, win, take it as you want. But I want that. And if I think about how was the game against Lyon a few years ago, where there were all those chip kick behind, I remember, and all these rebounds in the Mammoth Stadium is a stadium that can be really tricky because it's the new generation stadium pitch.
Yeah.
So the ball is really bouncy. It didn't bounce like in the Monigo. Monigo's natural pitch, okay? So that was really tricky for the Treviso players, I remember 2 years ago. So let's see how they're gonna manage those rebounds, because we saw also suffering in other situation the rebounds. Think about that rebound that give the try. Stuff. So
it does weird things. I played in 4G a lot, to be honest, and the ball skids a lot more as well. So like if it's kicked at a low trajectory, it will bounce, but it won't bounce like on grass. There's some give, so it will bounce up. It will just skid like a pebble. So hopefully a lot more sort of incisive grubbers across the floor to try and sort of stop, or like you said, or put it up 50-50, make those kicks.
It can be a menace, but hopefully they can do it. So my expectation for this game is to play the best, because the game is one of the best they can put in, Mike,
with no injuries.
That of course injuries. Underlined, but no injuries. But Treviso should push as much they can. We are happy for them in what they did until now in the Challenge Cup. Like, I'm not gonna be, oh my god, they lost against Lyon, but in general, they are already in a good spot, Mike. So
I have a quick question for you before we move on real quick. We've spoken about Benetton, season to date. Specifically McRae now, like as a coach, you said you can see what him and Wilkins are doing. Are they where you expected them to be at this stage of the season?
So with what they have, I think so, because there is part of the Benetton that we always complain about, is the one that lose games that you think, come on, how, or losing those games with too wide gap between the two you're not expecting. So there is that, but it's also like, thanks to Wilkins, I'm much more happy to see, even when Treviso lose games, but I see what they want to try to do. Then I understand where they are failing much more than before. And that helps me in understanding that they are all connected, the players, and I like this. So I think McRae for me is doing the job, and he's doing what I was expecting from him. But it's going to be so interesting next season because it's going to change so much.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good step, moving also in this direction, losing some players, but also building for the future. That's why Gasperini, Marini, happy. I'm so happy. And also, Mike, let's see what is gonna happen between because we always seen Benetton players moving to Zebre in the last years. But let's see what's gonna happen from the Zebre players that are gonna move to Treviso because it's gonna arrive this moment too. With some they're gonna accept those that offer, and we have to be happy about it because they want to invest in those players. They want to play those players. They're not just put them on the bench like it happened before, right? So I'm looking forward the rumors about players from a new lock coming from the Super Rugby. Probably they should invest in another center because if I think next year Fekitoa is out, Menoncello is out, you have to rebuild the centers. With Marino, with Odogu, you have a new pair, probably the starting pair next year.
Do you think Drago might get called back?
Drago, Zanandrea, but it's not enough, Mike. You need another one that can be there.
So who would you, if you had, carte blanche of all of the Italian players, both franchises, who would you take over to Benetton?
Oh, interesting. A player from Zebre to in the centers.
Yeah.
Well, a player that can be interesting there in perspective, or like, Mike, you should go between Mazza or Bertaccini can be an option. Maybe Mazza Menoncello can be an interesting pair if you don't want to go get other players away.
If Menoncello stays, yeah, I'm with you.
That is Mazza Menoncello could be interesting, but if you have only Marin, Odogu, Mazza Marin would work really well, to be honest. Huh?
Yeah, Mazza's been playing like really, really well. I know we haven't moved on to Zebre, but he's probably the most improved player, I think, so far from this half season.
Think about centers like that. It's hard because we don't have those many players around. If you look around, you have only Mori as a center.
I was going to throw that name out there. What are your thoughts? Do you think we can see him back at Benetton? Back in Italy.
I think next year is going to be key for Mori more than this year because there is the fear the twilage. He did what he can do, Mike. That's the point. But I would like to see. It's a long run, but
26, isn't he, next year?
Look, listen. I watched the last two games of Radradra, for example. Radradra is a player that, of course, semi, but you see how much busy is a center and how much is busy one of our center or in general other centers, also high level. But you don't see how many those touches, how many those stuff. So I think, shit, if that player can do that, how can we put this player in a position where he can really smash players continuously, be much more busy? Because for me, the point with Mori is good in what he's doing, but he can do much more. But where he should, did he need to get the ball or not? Or the ball should go there where is he every time? I know, but I think he can be used so much more. And in Bayonne, some things I like it, but sometimes I think it's not possible that a center like him, Mike, can have 3 hard carries in 80 minutes, 60 minutes. No.
Yeah. No. It's crazy where you don't play to the player's advantage. Like, yeah, I understand.
Sometimes happen that with him, but I think we can show. And so,
I still think that try against England, the Tommy Allen one where he goes through
the play, he break, move the ball to Allen scores.
Out the back pass, Allen runs it. Like
nice, right?
Yeah, and that was off a set play as well. Like that's he is that player, right? Like there's a place, there's a time and a place to play him, and I think actually Let's hope, like you said, Otto, he gets time. I was just checking there; he's just turned 25 in October.
We good, right?
Yeah, we got time. There's no point rushing him, but he'd be an interesting one coming back. I've got to be honest. I would like to see I'd like to see where he would fit into the team, to be honest.
But in general, Mike, I think Treviso is in the spot that you expect in this part of the season.
Yeah.
They won the two derbies with a lot of pressure, and at the end, whether it happened, whether we do not agree with what happened in the field or the decision, because this was all what we hear from, for example, from Brunello in general. But in general, they won, and they did well because they get the points. Punto. At the end, we have to do that.
That's it, isn't it? Otto? They scored more points than they did. That's it. That's the game.
That's the game. So I think it's good. They know what they want to do, and the rebuilding is it's a really great opportunity. Again, Mike, it's a great opportunity what they're gonna build for the next months and next season.
Yeah,
even more. Because from there we're gonna see much more. But that's it. So let's move. We talk about derbies again. We talk about Brunello get mad, but in general, tomorrow is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Italy time. I think Italy time 2 p.m. Anyway, tomorrow early afternoon, Zebre Parma, Black Lion Zebre Parma, Georgia. They're gonna go play in Georgia, Mike, and let's see about the team. I'm gonna read you the team, Mike. Pitinari Di Bartolomeo Asa, Canali Krumov, Stabile Locatelli Odiase, and then we have Fusco Dare, Jesi, Bertaccini, Pani in the back three, Mazzanon in the center. Mazzanon. Again, let's Tuskiri, number 7, really good. Todu, one of the number 11. Torniche Kakoidze, that I really like, number 12. Tabladze, Akatabuzadze, the ninja, number 14, always with a cap on every time.
Yeah.
And Apsiauri, another really interesting player, number 15. Babunashvili at 4, and that's for me about them, because then they have Spanderashvili, they have Maktadze, but those are the players that I like the most from that. Torniche Kakoidze probably is one of the youngest, better prospect they have a number 12. So Zebre, Mike, this team wants to go to the playoff, right?
Yeah. There's one other important person that you missed out for Black Lions, though. Our friend, our countryman, who is now going to be interim head coach of Black Lions, Bortolami. In recent news, has recently been
oh my
brought
God,
onto the.
Of course, the Bortolami situation. One moment, Mike. Like,
yeah, I think so.
okay.
I think we
Can I
just say,
start?
like,
What the fuck?
Listen,
what happened? What happened at Sale, Mike?
I don't know. They said
There
there
was so much love before.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Sanderson talking about him? Every time I talk to him, I learn something new. Everything was love. And seriously, I was not expecting this. So, 2 cents about this, because I was shocked, kinda like, what? Why? Too early.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it, Otto? Yeah, I don't know. I think there was just some. First of all, I think it's really important to say that Sale are struggling for money, right? Like, that's well known. I don't know how much that maybe factored into it as well. They're trying to recruit players, and like I said, they're losing money. I do think it was a rough start to the season, but as far as I understand, Alex Anderson was still coaching, so I don't really know what Bortolami was doing there. Maybe more of like an assistant type role, and maybe that wasn't what he wanted either, and maybe it was Bortolami's decision. Maybe he thought he was going to be, having more of a say of what to do, which strikes me as that
Makes
kind of
sense,
guy.
Mike. If you're a head coach, you're the head coach. I understand
Yeah.
the manager and everything, but
Yeah.
I think was fun. Tom was saying about, how weird is every time they show much more Sanderson than Bortolami during the games of sales. Why? Like, then we can put the tinfoil hat on, but there was something that let you think too, because every time was Sanderson talking.
I wouldn't think too much of that. The same thing happened with. I'll tell you why. Same thing happened with Baxter when he went to DOR. So they just put the name to the face. Obviously, I know what happened last year with them getting sacked, but they'd always done that. So for the 2 seasons that they had a head coach, so it's just because that they're the people. And also they're the people that are willing to speak to them. So from like a media standpoint, Bortolami's probably not the kind of guy that's going to talk to him mid game. Like, he's just probably not that guy. And if it is, it's probably going to be, quick, short. Whereas actually Sanderson, if you watch like the media, he spends time talking to them as well. So there's the element of that as well. Like, it's who they know. And Baxter's exactly the same. Baxter, if you watch any Exeter match, Baxter's so good at like talking about, what's going on and what his thoughts are and what they need to do better. Like, there's that element as well.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about everything, what they can do better when they ask to Skivington about it. I'm laughing about it.
Well, if Skivs goes to DOR position, which is what I think someone said that might be on the table, right? Someone said he might be going DOR. Do you think they're going to stop talking to Skivs? I don't think they are. No. I think he's still going to be the person they speak to because he's honest as well. Like,
who are they going to call? Frankie for fingers?
I heard you're in the market for a new role.
Right. Bortolami. Bortolami head coach with Skivington. It's going to happen the same.
Yeah.
Mamma mia. But anyway.
Mark McCall's, he's DOR as well, isn't he? He's like thinking about, like, this happens all the time. Diamonds was DOR as well.
Yes.
Steve Diamond when he was at Newcastle. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's just a normal thing to anyway.
Should be. Let's see. The team is good, Mike, because Pitinari Asa Di Bartolomeo in is one of the strongest scrum you want to put against the Georgians. Kanali Krumov, the starting from last season. Then you have 2 really quick around the rack players like Stabile and Locatelli, and you have the how you gonna call it? David Odiase, a beast that he plays so hard. He play hard. That's the point. Even something easy, he play hard. Even when he can smash players, he's always so good. So, and then they have something really important coming from the bench, Mike. Because we have Gonzalo Garcia back with number 21. Finally is back. How important is for this player to be back? And look at this bench team. We have 4 Oriundi, Argentini, kinda. I mean, Argentinian and Italians, because we have Pieretto, Garcia, Roger Farias, and Franco Carrera. So we have 4 Maradonas around.
Yeah, it's to answer your question, I think he is really important, but also it really depends on what is happening next season as well. So if he stays, then he's incredibly important. If not, we need to start looking at succession planning the same way that Benetton are looking at this succession planning, right? We need to understand, who is going to be that long-term second or first choice, right? And if it is who we have already, then cool. Like, let's just go hard and make sure that they're getting game time. But there's a reason why he's been picked. He's an important player, mate. And when he's playing at his best, he's good. He's good.
It's really good. But what do you think is gonna be this game? How is going this game, Mike? Because Zebre want to win this game so they can They don't have to think about anything, and they probably can play home game next in the playoff. First game in the playoff can be played on home, which is great. But how they can manage this game? Because I'm thinking also the bench looks strong with these new players coming in too. I'm wondering how Franceschetto will play this game in the scrum around the pitch, because they're gonna put everything, because Mike, probably this is the game they were waiting for the most, at least seems like, because everything is all eyes on this game. Every time Georgia is Italy, is this for Zebre should not be the case. Like, I don't think the pressure should be there, but should be on their self. Like, we can do a really good game, and we can manage this game to be remembered as a good trip east, but nothing more than that. Then, hey, surprises are always around the corner. But like, Brunello put a strong game. Brunello is not gonna be happy if something doesn't go in the way he wants for in the first half, as all the stuff. So it's gonna be interesting, Mike. For me, literally, like a scrum and like how they're gonna manage this game on the nerves. Like, that is probably the most important thing for me. But tell me you more.
Yeah, listen, like if they're playing for a home a home qualifying game, right? So I was just checking there whilst you were talking. They're currently ninth. Sorry, they currently got 9 points. They're third.
Yeah,
Ospreys with 11, but same amount of wins. They've just got the two bonus points. They've got a try bonus point and a losing bonus point. But if Ospreys lose this week, or if Ospreys don't have a good game, and Zebre get a try bonus point, then realistically they could go ahead, because there's only like 6 points difference between them, and then they're qualifying for a home game. So there's a lot to play for, because you think of the additional revenue through the ticket sales. Hopefully it's a club like maybe someone that travels a lot, and then again, all of that additional revenue means a lot to a team like Zebre. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they're throwing the kitchen sink at it, mate. And listen, like, rivalries aside, and all that jazz, there's a lot more to play out than just trying to put a decent score on Black Lion, because there's plenty more financial incentive for them to do well.
Financial incentive. The money talks.
Well, it's Otto, like we've seen how many teams fold in the UK. We're seeing how many teams fold in the US. We're seeing, like, unfortunately, mate, it's professional rugby, and profession means that there needs to be money discussion. So for those guys, if they manage to get a home game, and they manage to fill up the stadium, then we're talking a couple of €100,000 that they didn't have, plus the other stuff, like, opens up additional sponsorship if they're doing well, like those opportunities, those discussions that happen on the off season. If they play well and perform well, it's going to benefit them in the long run. So a lot more to play for than just bragging rights.
Mike, where are the Zebre? Do you expect the Zebre to be here in this moment, in this time of the season, for results?
It's tough to say. Like, if we're looking at the URC season, I think they should and could be slightly higher. But it's one of those, they've had really unfortunate injuries in key positions. They've had a bit of turnover in players. It's one of those where I think that they could be doing. I think they'd be disappointed. I think I'll say it like that. I think they would be disappointed to say that they didn't close out those type games that they were in touching distance
right.
for. But then they're doing really well in the Challenge Cup as well. So it depends. For me, like I said before Christmas, and I think you said the same just before the European games last round, I would like to see him try and make the playoffs of the URC, right? And whether that's realistic or not now, I don't know. But they are a team that could and should be in sort of the lower bracket of qualifying for the playoffs, in my opinion.
See how they're gonna fight. It's hard because we saw like also Wales playing better last year. Scarlets was the show. Cardiff was so close. Can be the team like that. Yes, can be a team that can get that kind of results. Scarlets kind of results. But there is also they remind. Well, they remind because they want to run. They run really well with the ball. The Scarlets that they won. The pre-URC, right? They were running different quality in the players, but that kind of running plays. And we saw how much they want. It's going to be interesting, Mike, because if it's not this year, maybe it can be next year. Always to push for that kind of position, because we saw never last. Now let's keep working on maybe next year, if they are in that situation, they can go for the peak of the mountain with new players too, Mike, because there are new players coming, which is probably one of the news from Zebre from this week. Mattioli and Turrisi, the young locks from Racing Paris, are back in Italy actually, and both players they're gonna play for Parma next season. There are a couple of players, more than a couple of players that are leaving. One of them maybe is going to be Volpi in that position. So there's going to be more accuracy in. There is a lot of accuracy actually in the players they want with the scouting and the Brunello guys. Let's say Mattioli, Torrisi there, but then. There is Francisco Minervino, Mike. I'm so excited for this player. Prop and hooker.
Nice. So hybrid player.
So well. Man, he was playing for Piacenza Lions with a Y. Lions with a Y.
Yeah.
And then he moved to Petrarca. But Francisco Minervino should be called 2 years ago for me. Think about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. We mentioned Minervino last year, 2 years ago, about players from Serie A Elite. Minervino was one of them. Then Pelliccioli, the prop from Parma, from Padova too, and Botturi unexpected. It's so good. Number 8.
I like him.
He's now I think he's with the 7 team. He played also with 7 team recently. I like him too, Botturi. So good players for good young players, Mike. Which is it? It's what you want in the perspective of the development franchise. I know somebody doesn't like it, but let's be clear. When you think about a development franchise, it doesn't mean that you don't want to win games.
No.
Like Dave Sisi said, no?
Of course. Like
you have young
anyone who thinks those players and those coaches go out not to win games needs to sit next to them at a game. Like they literally like bleed like for that team. Like they scream. Like just anyone who is 100 meters away from Dave Ceci watching a game, right, will understand how much it means to him. Like what he shouts, like the calls that he makes, what he sees, like and yeah, like listen, just because like you said it's a development franchise doesn't mean anything. Like they want to win. They want to make it a successful team. It's not like people are there to pass time, you know.
No, they won't. Mike, what is the gift would you want for Zebre for this second part of the season? What they can do better?
For me, I would like to see. I'd like to see it click. Like we've seen bits, and I think like for example that try where Darre does the switch with Montemauri, and there's Jerzy, and I think there's Bertaccini outside him as well, who like 2 or 3 of them could have scored that try. Like when it clicks, it looks really good, it looks really crisp, and I think that was against Benetton from memory. But I'd like to see them build on like what they've shown in attack. Defensively, listen, we know what they can do. Defense, we know that they're willing to stand up every single time, get themselves on the feet, get themselves back in the game. The heart's there. it's now starting to sort of piece it together. If they can do that, then I think, they're going to get a couple more wins. I think they should be aiming for 5 wins in total, maybe as in total. And I think I said it in the chat as well for this URC round would be okay. More ideally, but 5 I think is acceptable. I think they need to work out where the next 2 wins are going to be coming from. Yeah, and then on obviously that's it really. I think they're a good enough team to be doing that, in my opinion.
Mike, to keep up with also for Treviso to this question, so you can give him multiple answer for Zebre and for Treviso. Your player of the season for now until today, Friday 16th of January, mid-season player.
Most improved, or
most improved. You pick it in the way. Mention me players that you think hey.
I'm going to say a player that I was wrong on, because Matt says the most improved, and I didn't think he could do what he is doing. And I said that at the start of the season. I think he really deserves to be called out. I think he's been brilliant, and I think he's been working hard, and I was wrong.
Okay. Any surprise player more?
I suppose that he probably is my surprise. But I think as well, a dog we're just transitioning into that and playing at a high level, considering he hasn't played.
And consistently multiple weeks, Mike. That is the thing I'm probably happier about him.
Yeah. He and also, like I said, I was so surprised by his soft skills. I didn't realize he was that well rounded, because
2 centers, 12 and 13. You see, you have a pair.
Yeah, but let's be really honest as well. He hasn't been getting as much of the ball as he might at a different team, because obviously they're still trying to work out in attack what to do. So to see what he can do was quite cool to me, to be honest.
I think what is good is also looking at his work in the breakdown. That is
he's working hard.
Once he's in, he's in. If he goes low, and ciao. No, it's good.
Yeah.
For me, 2 surprises. Not surprises, but 2 really good positive.
Is one a hooker by any chance? Is one a hooker by any chance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Faisal and Prinsloo, 2 young players. They want to play.
Lovely.
Fantastic for them.
Yeah.
Happy to see them. Faisal, we know. And everything, but Prinsloo looks sharp, and probably that was surprising. Not that I was not expecting that sharp to be, but nice. But I think my player for now is Jack Ferrari for this. Man, when I play in block, I'm happy too. So I don't know how much effort he put every time. So I'm happy with
Yeah, he's a busy player, man, and it means a lot to him. He's got that Benetton celebration.
50 caps for Zebre.
I love that. I also want to just shout out, and the reason I was saying about hooker, I really want to shout out Gasperini. I think the last sort of 3 or 4 games he's started to find his feet, and
the throw were solid. Something that I was so scared to last year with under 20s was the same. Was not that accurate.
It's and again, a player that is getting there, but like you said, the throwing needs to get a lot better. Quattrini's been playing well as well. The work that he does at the mall, in terms of getting the setup, getting the ball going, and the feel that he has on the drive. Not meant genuinely, out of all of the hookers we have, I don't think we have many hookers that can do that. It's just it needs to be straight to catch the ball. so that's the trade-off. But setup is exceptional. Exceptional.
Talk about Treviso. The 2 mention I would like to put there out is Mr. Reliability Gallagher. Man.
Yes, good shout.
Him and Kiki Mendy, because Mendy is keep going on that trail that we show at the end, talking about all the last season. He's there. He's going. Sadly, he's Argentinian. But I mean, he's doing well. He's another improved player, Argentinian player improved in Treviso. Because he's good, yes, but because he's in Treviso and he
You're
has
welcome.
the opportunity to play, too, yes. Así también.
Yeah.
Es bueno porque es
Yeah.
argentino, es bueno, pero porque también juega con Italia y como entrena. I have to repeat it in Spanish too, because if not.
Good. I was going to say as well, like there's the usual suspects as well who've just been playing brilliantly. Zuliani, etc. Always deserve a shout out. Spagnolo, you know, again Hasa, all of those just. But yeah, I agree.
In all of these guys, we just did this quick mid-season review, but we're gonna talk in another podcast. You're gonna find it on YouTube. We're gonna talk about all Italy because Six Nations less than a month. Italy, Scotland is just around the corner. First week of February is gonna be the first game of the season for Quesada Italy. Mamma mia, 2026, 1 year closer to the Rugby World Cup, Mike, which is crazy to think. So we're gonna talk about call-up players, how we are in this project 2027 to bring Italy to the best, hopefully best Rugby World Cup ever for the Azzurri. And also, Mike, let's see what is gonna happen with Quesada for the future, right? This Quesada. Quesada 2031, right? At least 4 years. 4 years more. But that's it. So,
Fingers crossed.
Mike, see you next week. So we're gonna talk about these 2 games, hopefully 2 wins like last week. Let's see. It's gonna. I don't know how many times it happened. 2 weeks straight, the Italian teams winning back.
Yeah, it can't be many. Yeah, it can't be many. Let's hope we see history, and long may it continue through the Six Nations.
Records, hopefully. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a 5-star and follow us on Spotify, X, Instagram, everywhere. Follow, and also, guys, follow also Mike as Italian Rugby Forum, but also MP Rugby. So let's put them there too. And Mike, see you next week. So. And Forza Azzurri, Forza Treviso, Forza Parma, Forza Quesada. See you soon. Ciao a tutti. See you next week.